Lana, the kind, gentle girl next door. Lois, the sharp, brilliant woman. One represents the pull of nostalgia, the other a deep and unshakable connection. And as if that wasn't enough, there's the seductive allure of a mysterious femme fatale in the mix. Meanwhile, a counterfeit piece of kryptonite is eating away at Superman's heroic spirit. He's at a crossroads, facing a challenge like no other. How does a hero known for saving the world figure out who he truly is when torn between desire and duty? Clark decides to take a break from work and heads back to his hometown for a high school reunion. On the way, a nearby chemical plant bursts into flames. Without hesitation, he transforms into Superman.
Better get out of here now. I'll show you the quickest way.
For one look after the others, I can't leave here.
Why not?
I gotta stay and look after those. That's concentrated beltric acid. If that stuff heats up over 180 degrees, we've got a crisis on our hands that'll make this fire look like a Sunday school picnic. When it begins to heat up, it'll turn volatile. If that happens, you'll get a great cloud of smoke that'll eat through anything.
He freezes the surface of a lake and hauls huge blocks of ice to the fire. As the ice melts, it turns into a downpour, completely dousing the flames. At the reunion, Clark reconnects with Lana, the girl he secretly loved back in high school. Back then, they both had feelings for each other, but life got in the way. Now, seeing each other again stirs up emotions that have been buried for years. Lana's life hasn't been easy. She's been through a tough marriage and is now raising her son Ricky on her own. One afternoon, while having a picnic, Ricky gets into serious trouble. But Superman arrives just in time to save him, even promising to make it to Ricky's birthday party. Gus Gorman, a down-on-his-luck drifter living off unemployment checks, discovers a surprising talent for computer programming and lands a job as a programmer. But when his first paycheck arrives, with most of it taken by taxes, he decides to use his newfound skills in a way that would change everything, secretly transferring company funds into his own account. A month later, Gus has swiped $85,000. Flush with cash, he buys himself a sports car, which catches the attention of his boss, Ross Webster, a ruthless billionaire, and his equally cunning sister, Vera. When Ross finds out about the theft, he doesn't fire Gus. Instead, he sees potential in him and convinces him to help with an elaborate scheme, using weather satellites to control Colombia's climate and corner the global coffee market. Gus works his magic, unleashing storms and tornadoes on Colombia. The plan works perfectly, and Ross and Vera are ecstatic. Their success only emboldens them, and now they set their sights on an even bigger goal, taking over the world's oil supply. But Gus has second thoughts. He warns Ross that Superman has already stopped the storms in Colombia, and if he's not careful, he could ruin everything. Furious, Ross decides there's only one solution. The hero must be eliminated. When Gus demands his payment, Ross replies,
"If there's anything I hate, it's greed."
Superman's only real weakness is kryptonite, but it's incredibly rare and almost impossible to find. Gus, tasked with analyzing this dangerous material, hits a snag. Some of the meteorite components are unidentifiable. Rather than admit defeat, he decides to cut corners and add something seemingly harmless. Tar. This small, insignificant decision would lead to devastating consequences. At a town celebration, Gus, disguised as an important official, gives Superman a counterfeit kryptonite as a gift. At first, everything seems fine. The Man of Steel appears unaffected. But soon things start to take a strange turn. Superman's behavior changes. He avoids helping in crises, becomes irritable and even destructive. He blows out the Olympic flame, tilts the Leaning Tower of Pisa for a laugh. Superman's once heroic image begins to crumble.
Disgrace, that's what it is.
I'll tell you.
The public's faith in him falters, and whispers of disappointment spread. Yet, amidst the doubt, there is one unwavering believer, Lana's son. The young boy is convinced Superman isn't himself. He's just sick. Ross has moved on to the next phase of his plot. Using a satellite, he has taken control of the world's oil tankers. Under the seductive influence of his assistant, Lorelei Ambrose, Superman is manipulated into destroying an oil tanker, spilling thousands of gallons of crude oil into the ocean. The billionaire, realizing that Superman could eventually become a threat to his grand ambitions, devises a more sinister plan. He commissions Gus to build a powerful computer, hidden away in a secret mountain cave specifically designed to defeat the hero. Clark Kent's inner struggle reached a boiling point. Superman's psyche fractured, splitting him into two beings. An evil, grimy version in a tattered battlesuit, and the clean-cut, kind-hearted Clark Kent. What followed was a brutal life-or-death clash between the two. In the end, Clark triumphed, overcoming his darker half and reclaiming his identity. The righteous Superman was back. He flew to the ocean, meticulously returned the spilled oil to the tanker, and repaired the damage he had caused. With everything set right, it was time to face Ross once and for all. Ross and his team awaited at their hidden mountain base, where the supercomputer was now fully operational. He launched a merciless attack on Superman. Despite the device's advanced algorithms and precisely calculated rockets, Superman's agility gave him the upper hand, dodging the missiles effortlessly. Superman found the cave, and the advanced system launched a special assault. He used his heat vision to break free from the restraints, but then the computer fired a kryptonite beam. This time Superman was left defenseless. Seeing all this, Gus began to waver. He started sabotaging the machine. Even Lorelei, who had once shared a tender moment with Superman, couldn't bear to see him suffer like this. The system became self-aware and started draining the entire city's electricity. Gus used an axe to break the weapon holding Superman back, giving him a chance to escape. Vera was seized by the machine and transformed into a half-human, half-mechanical entity, seeking to crush any opposition. Superman returned and deflected the energy wave, taking down the mechanical puppet. However, the robot proved too powerful, and Superman was sucked into it. At the last second, he opened the secret weapon's lid. The temperature kept rising, liquid splashed everywhere, and the machine began to explode. Superman brought a bottle of super acid that could eat through anything when heated enough. After several explosions, the computer was destroyed. Ross, along with Vera and Lorelei, ended up in police custody, while Superman spared Gus, recognizing his newfound redemption. In the end, Clark gave Lana a diamond ring and told her it...
I was talking to Superman the other day. He felt really badly about you having to pawn your diamond ring. He found this one just lying around, and he wanted you to have this.
She packed up and moved to Metropolis, landing a job as the editor-in-chief's secretary at the Daily Planet. It was a fresh start for her, but now Clark finds himself caught between Lana and Lois.
I like your sparkler a lot.
Oh, me too. I couldn't believe it when Clark gave it to me.
Clark gave it to you?
Yes.
Who will he choose? After cleaning up the mess, Superman returned to the Leaning Tower of Pisa and restored it to its rightful place, giving the vendor a surprise he didn't see coming.
Giorgio, per favore.
Nothing beats the original movie. A great film deserves to be watched all the way through.